The family of a 5-year-old boy who fell into a pit latrine in 2014 in South Africa has finally been awarded damages. The South African Court of Appeal has ordered the Department of Education to pay Michael Komape's family just over 1 million rand or $70,000 for emotional shock. An estimated 4,500 schools out of a total of 25,000 have pit latrine toilets in various provinces in South Africa. Here's CGTN's Yolisa in Njamela.
5-year-old Michael Komape was a student at Njamela Primary School in the province of Limpopo here in South Africa. One day in 2014, during school hours, Michael asked to go to the toilet, but he never returned. A teacher and the school got in touch with his parents to tell them that he was missing. His tiny body would subsequently be discovered several hours later by his mother in a dilapidated pit toilet. The pit toilet he was using at school had apparently collapsed while he was using it. Section 27, a legal advocacy group, had been doing work in that province at the time and discovered the dire state of sanitation in the province. They then took up the case on behalf of the family.
The day that Michael dies, the conduct of the state, Michael's body was left in the pit latrine, and Michael's mother is the one that discovers Michael's body in the pit latrine, and there's a very sad image that she paints, and she finds Michael's hand, stretching out for help, and that's how she discovers her son in the bottom of a pit toilet. And so, the conduct of the school was not very helpful. They wanted the body to stay in there until there were emergency services that could come. Michael's father also came trying to remove the body, and they didn't allow him to do that.
The Department of Education would later deny responsibility for Michael's death. The family, with the help of Section 27, later took the state to court. They demanded 3 million rand from the state and further wanted it to be compelled to provide decent sanitation at schools. The Court of Appeals ultimately granted the family just over 1 million rand.
We welcome the judgment that came from the Supreme Court of Appeal. One, because we recognize that this has been a very long process for the family. It's one that has stretched over a period of 5 years, and the family has really been through a long process. And so we welcome the judgment, and we think it's a just and fair judgment.
Michael's death in 2014 caused outrage in South Africa and drew attention to the lack of proper toilets in many schools, especially because there had been more children who also suffered like Michael. While Michael's family is well aware that the compensation will not bring their child back, they're relieved that the country's justice system helped them in some way.
The family is very happy. And why does the family feel happy? They feel happy because they feel that this is a recognition of the pain that they have suffered. This is a recognition of the fact that Michael's rights were violated, that the family's rights were violated.
The Komape family and Section 27 are now hoping that this matter will be put to rest. The Education Department says while it welcomes the outcomes of the court, it still needs a bit of time to study the contents of the judgment before it makes an official comment. Yolisa Njamela for CGTN in Johannesburg, South Africa.